Hi there. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, it's time for us to actually start learning Python using the real-time use cases. So today I'm going to actually take up this video session or the track number three to cover up a Python data engineering pieces. How do you write a Python code to extract and transform data through one of the APIs called Kaggle? Okay, so to the one who doesn't know Kaggle or not familiar with Kaggle, Kaggle is a platform on web where you can participate in solving the problems, and there are competitions at times, and the prize awards are also a very good. Companies will also post their competitions on the Kaggle, and they welcome public, any data science enthusiast to come and solve the problems for them, and also issue the prize money for them. So Kaggle is very famous platform for any data scientist or ML enthusiasts for sure. So because my background is also AI ML, so that's why Kaggle is the platform that even I am very much known of. So I would like to take this session to let you know using Python, how do you pull the data from Kaggle. Kaggle also got its own API, so we can use the API and start coding into your Python, pull the data from Kaggle, transform the data, and know the business requirement, and do a very basic statistical analysis on the data. That's the use case I have got for you today. All right. So if you don't have access to Kaggle, please go create an account in Kaggle. I'll also take you through what is that we are going to solve today. And in Kaggle, we also have the data sets open up for the public. So I'll also, going to show you what data set I'm going to download from Kaggle. Though we can download from the web console, I'm not going to do that because I wanted to teach you Python. So using a Python code, I'm going to tell you how am I going to download the data, how am I going to transform the data, how am I going to join the data in the Python kernel, and after I create my final data frame, I will tell you what are the simple analysis that we can do. And very important, I also have a bit of small exercise for you, right? You can find it in the description of this track, or you can also find the same at the end of this session. So I after I complete showing what I'm supposed to, I'm also going to give you a few, exercises where you can try it on yourself, and if you achieve it well, you are in line of this training. That's the expectation. All right. So let me take you through the Kaggle website first. So this is the Kaggle website where I have downloaded with my account, and you will have the list of competitions are here as I was telling you. You can participate in any of these competitions, and you have see lump sum amount of money as prize. So you can participate in this competition. Then it's day in, day out, you will find at least one competition here, right? So if you're a data science enthusiast, yeah, you can follow this platform and you can basically participate and earn money as well if you're a very good, ML guy and if you have enough time in hand. Okay. And many of them make Kaggle as a platform for their job as well. So they only keep solving competitions and then they earn money as well. So that is also a way that people do in the market. So let me show you what is that we are going to deal with. So there is something called datasets here. So click on the datasets. These are the datasets which are available for the public, right? One of the datasets that I picked for us is this one, right? So movie tweetings. So this guy called Bojan Tungis, I'm sorry if I have spelled it wrongly, but I'm good with this data because it has got the data, right? So I have to thank this person for providing this data. So all the appreciation goes to him for this data, movie ratings data that has been scrapped by him. I'm only trying to show you how to use this data and join the data in Python. Okay, so there are three data sets here. One is movies.dat and ratings.dat and users.dat. Understand the data first. Very important for any programmer is to understand what is that you're doing. Okay, so that's what I'm going to show you now. Okay, so movies.dat is this format. This is a file. You have a sample also in the bottom. It is separated with double columns. The each field is separated by double columns. The first field is movie ID. The second field is movie name and in which year the movie got released or something. And the last field is genre. One movie can be part of multiple genres as well. right? So you have genre separated by pipe symbol, but each field is separated by double colons. This is about movie. So by now you must have got the idea. This data is completely about movie ratings that has been extracted from the tweets in the Twitter. Okay, that exciting it is. And for each of this movie, we have ratings also. So you see here the user ID who gave the ratings, that is 1 or 2, and next is movie ID, on which movie ID he gave ratings, and what is actually a rating, whether it is between the scale of 0 to 10, what is the rating that he gave to the movie, and lastly what timestamp he has given the rating. And this timestamp is nothing but the Linux Unix timestamp. You can people also call it epoch timestamp. Generally it is called epoch timestamp, and what timestamp he has given this rating. And the third data that we have got is users data, where you have user ID and what is his Twitter ID. Okay, though I'm not using this for anywhere, but so this is the Twitter ID that we have got. So this is what the data sets that we have got for this um, discussion or for this exercise. So let's do this. Sorry for that. Once again, yeah, let's do this exercise. So what is that I wanted to do is, first of all, I wanted to download these three data sets through my Python program, the first task. The second task is I wanted to convert each of this file into its own data frame. Data frame is nothing but it's a tabular format inside the Python. Okay, so I wanted to convert this data in the form of a tabular structure inside Python. Next, I wanted to join these three, different tables into one single table to form a one complete table. Okay. After I create one complete final table, I wanted to do certain analysis for each movie. What is my, ratings? What was the average rating? How many ratings have been given for a movie, etc., etc. That is a bit of analysis. So this is what we are going to target in this track. Okay. So let's start off. So for you to give you further information, how do I get the data from Python for this data set? There is an API directly available for you to install inside your Python and then start using it. But there is a catch here. So this particular API, though you can directly use and it is written in Python, this documentation, the support documentation for this Kaggle API directly tells you how to use it as a command line interface. What does it mean? Not this document doesn't give you how to use the Kaggle API inside your Python kernel, but how to use Kaggle from your terminal. What is the terminal? Terminal is nothing but this, right? So I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry if something is coming up. I have to quit this. So what is that I was talking about? The terminal, right? So you can directly use Kaggle from this terminal. So that is the documentation all about. Okay, so this error is something that I'm going to fix now, but I wanted to show that, that's why this error. But this is the documentation that is available for public. But I don't want that. I don't want to use a command line terminal. Instead, I wanted to code it inside my Python. I'll tell you how did I crack it. Okay, so how did I identify how to use this help page to code inside my Python? That's interesting thing for you to know, right? Okay, to do this, the first target for me is how do I access, right? How do I access my Kaggle? You need credentials, correct? Even if you have to log into Kaggle website, you need to create your own account. Similarly, if you want Python to go and connect with Kaggle and download some data for you, even for Python, it needs a connection request. So how do I get it, right? So before I go there, so let me show you Python. So this is the file that I have got for you today. And if you see here, import Kaggle. Once you say import Kaggle, probably you will see a error here because you must have not installed. So go to your terminal in the bottom. Just say pip3 install Kaggle. It will install Kaggle for you. But now Kaggle is already installed for me on my system. So do this pip install Kaggle on your system. After you see a successful installation message, now the first thing that you need to do is go to your home directory. If you just say cd enter return, you will go to the home directory of your system. I'm in this home directory. Once you install your Kaggle, you will find a directory with the name called .kaggle. in the home directory. If this directory is available, you're all good to start. There will be nothing inside this directory. Directory will be just created after you install Kaggle. If this directory is not available in your home directory, then there is something fishy. You need to fix it. Remember this point. Once this is available, come back to your Kaggle console. In your Kaggle console, right, on the top right hand side, you have your profile. Go to my account, right? And once you go to my account, you have something in the bottom called create new API token. Just go click on create new API token and the API token is created for you. So what is that you should be doing? You should just go and save it in your home directory. So let me do it here if I can, else I'll do it here. I'm sorry, and it should go here. Where should I? Okay, desktop. Let me copy it here. So I copied it here. It's a kaggle.json file. So now what is that I have to do? That file I have to copy it into that Kaggle directory. So what I'm supposed to do is copy. I have downloaded in my this one desktop, right? So desktop kaggle.json. You copy it to the current location. That means I'm copying this kaggle.json file in .kaggle location. This is mandatory. Now if you see in this location, I have kaggle.json. This is the JSON which will have your user ID and API key so that your code, your Python code can use the credentials inside this JSON file to go and speak to Kaggle server. Okay, so hope this is clear so far. Now coming to your to the requirement of the code. So I am basically importing all of this, in which I'm not using time and date. So I would probably remove this for you. So it is just these three things. Why am I importing this? As I have told you in the past, right? So in the past, I need to import Kaggle so that I have to use commands of Kaggle. I have to load it in the kernel. Similarly, RE is used to extract regular expressions from the data. In the last introductory session, I have told you how to extract the regular expression. This is the one. And in the earlier session, probably introduction 1, we have installed pandas as well. Pandas is a very, very famous library inside Python to deal with data frames. What is data frame? Data frame is nothing but a structure of type table. If you want any data in the form of a tabular structure inside Python, pandas is a very, very famous library to deal with that. And remember, it is called data frame. So I'm importing all of them here. Okay. So we have done all of this. We created account in Kaggle, we downloaded access token and kept it in Kaggle directory. Then we have opened the reference document that we have, but it is of not a great help because it will tell you how to run Kaggle through the command line, but not through the Python. Now, how did I identify how to write or use that particular Kaggle to code in Python, right? So if you just press your command button, right, on your keyboard, and if you hover over Kaggle, you will see that it is highlighted. If you don't press your command button, this will not highlight. That's the benefit of using PyCharm. That's the beauty of PyCharm IDE. So just go hover on it and you will see nothing, but as soon as you press command and you hover on it, you see it is highlighted. If you click on this, it will tell you once you said import Kaggle, what it will do in the background. After you said import Kaggle, it is creating an object for you called Kaggle API, and it will also doing an authentication job for you. This authentication job uses .kaggle directory inside this location. See, you can also see the output here after the import. So this gave me how do I code it? This is my reference. So coming back to this, I'm again saying inside my Kaggle, go and run this. Where is this? I have identified from this file. See, it's the same thing. I said go and create this object. Cool. It was able to create this object. Now authenticate this as well. So that, it's the same message that you see even here. Okay. Now I wanted to know this is my dataset location. How do I get the dataset location? I'll tell you. My dataset, if you go to the website, so if I go again to my Kaggle and you go to the datasets, you decide which dataset you want to work upon. If you click on this, you see after kaggle.com, all of this is the location. Okay, so that's what I have written here. This is my location of the dataset, right? Now I wanted to download it. Before I wanted to download it, I wanted to view the data. But how do I view it? To do that, what I just did is, because I created this object called oracle.kaggle, and I just said dot. As soon as I say dot, it will give all available functions inside this package called Kaggle. So these are all the list of functions which are available for me inside the Kaggle, right? In which, with the name, I was able to identify that to actually see the list of data sets in the location here, I can go and say dataset underscore view, something like this. So I have identified it like this. There was no document available, but you can identify it like this. Okay. So once I did this, I was able to identify, let's use this, and the location I have passed. Now if you see here, I run this, it has executed successfully. Now I will see what are the files available inside that. See, exactly the same. Now you go back to your console, you see the data files here, movies.dat, ratings.dat, users.dat. I have all of these three available here as well. This is how I was identifying. In case if you don't want to press dot and want to see what are the available list of functions, the other way to do is just hover on oracle._kaggle and then click, right? It will take you to the Kaggle one, right? And this one will take you there. See, inside this class called Kaggle API, all of these are functions. So function is authenticate, function is read config, function is load config, etc., etc. Just like that, we also have, let me go to the place, dataset underscore view. So dataset underscore view. See, this is how you can also see how Kaggle has developed this API as well. You can dig deeper and deeper as you wanted. So this is the function that I have called in my code. See, when I say dataset underscore view, this is a function which is going to execute for me. Okay, so that's how I debugged. Now, next thing is I have to pull the data. Okay, so how do I pull the data? This is how I code. Again, to download the data, I checked which function is available for me. So there is one function which was available for me called dataset underscore download. See, dataset underscore download underscore file, but I wanted multiple files to be downloaded. So database underscore download underscore files is not the one I have used. Download underscore CLI. You can use either that or this. I just used this function. So I said CLI. This is a location from which you have to download the dataset, and the default download will be zipped files, but I wanted them to be unzipped automatically, right? So that's why I'm running this command. It will download the data for me. See, 89%, 100%, and it has unzipped for me as well. It doesn't reflect here, so just say right click and say again, synchronize, right? You will see the files. See, movie.dat, ratings.dat, users.dat. All of these three files are downloaded. Great. So I was able to connect to Kaggle API through Python. I was able to see the files inside this location in the dataset, and I was able to download them as well on my system. All of this you have done using Python. Now, as I told you, I wanted to convert all of them into a tabular structure called as data frame inside Python, right? So PD is nothing but is something that I have aliased it here, alias name given to pandas. Inside pandas class object, there is a function called read CSV. I am saying go read this file. There is no header in the file. That means there is no title in the file for each column. And whatever columns you see, first column you name it as user ID, second column name it as movie ID, third column rating, and fourth column as rating underscore timestamp. And separated by not comma, separated by 2 colons, and then engine is Python. Why do we need engine Python? By default, PD read CSV uses engine is equals to C. But when you have multiple separators, engine is equals to C doesn't work. That's why we have to use engine is equals to Python. Now you see I have got ratings data. It reads rating data and it is available for me. It is still running. Now after this is executed, you will see the object on the right hand side. See, or skill ratings data. You click on view as data frame here. See, this is the beauty of IDE. The data that you have seen on the web for ratings, this data, 26 MB of data, is now visible here. That's the beauty. Alright. Similarly, I have loaded my movies data. Similarly, I have loaded my users data. Okay. And now I have a function. I have shown you how to create three different tables. One is for as it was in the data files, ratings, movies and users. Now let's come to the requirement. You know, in the movies data, in the title there is year. I wanted to extract year from the title and I wanted to create a new column. For this requirement, what did I do? I created a function called define. This is user defined function. I am saying extract year for me. Whatever I am going to pass as an input variable, inside that, this is a pattern that you should follow. What is this pattern? Don't worry, this is a regular expression. I have some reference for you. It is called a simulator, regular expression simulator. It's loading for you, so let me show you that on the screen. This is a regular expression simulator. What does it do? It will help you identify whether you are writing the correct syntax for the code that you are writing to extract something. So what is that I'm going to do here? I'm going to take some example from here, right? Movies data. I wanted something here. I'm sorry. See, if this is my text, I wanted to extract only this, right? So the expression says anything which is starting with brace, anything which is ending with brace, in between, all the characters I wanted. So for each of the expression that I have written here, there is an explanation here also. That's why I like this tool a lot. Regular expression 101.com. So if you want to extract something using regular expressions, this website is a simulator. It is a savior. You can paste your example here and also start writing your regular expression. It will tell you what is the output going to be, right? So it is saying full match is this. If you want to get group 1, this is the output. But I got the full match only in my code. Let me come back to the code now. This is my pattern. I got it from there. Search for that pattern in whatever input I am going to give, right? If the match is not there, not none, that means if match is there, then give me the complete output. And in the complete output, I'm saying strip off, remove braces on the left side and the right side. And if match is not there, then return none. So I just created this function. Now what am I doing? I'm creating a new column in my data frame, and I'm saying from this particular column, apply function. Apply is nothing but it applies the function to each and every element inside that. So what happens here? I'm sorry for that. For each of the movie title, this lambda function will execute. I hope in introductory 2, I introduced you what is a lambda function. It's an anonymous function that can help you to run something in a loop and it can die. So if here lambda movie title, and for each of the movie title, go and run this function. So what it does indirectly, for each movie here, for this particular record, it will go and execute this function. For second record, it executes this function. For third record, it executes the function. Fourth record, it executes the function, so on and so forth. For all the records, it executes the function and it updates the output in a new column called as movie year. See the beauty of it? Now I execute this. Now if you open this here, see, there is a new column for me in the table called as movie year, which extracted the year from the movie title using regular expressions. Regular expressions are like, used many areas, though it is engineering, data engineering side or machine learning side. Alright. So now I wanted to see how many genres are there in the complete data. As you have seen in the example of data, right? In the movies data, see this genre can be multiple. But throughout the table, I do not know how many distinct genres are there in the data. If I want to extract, again, See, I'm using list comprehension here. And if you able to recollect whatever introduction I have given, I'm trying to use everything now with the help of a use case. This is how I believe the learning would be efficient, right? I'm using list comprehension. What am I doing? For all the genres in this data frame, right? Fill NA, okay? So what is fill NA does? If there is a null value in the genre, fill it with nothing. And after you fill it with nothing, for each and every row in this particular output, split basis on pipe. So what internally happens is, let me show you. For each of this, one second, guys. One second for that, sorry. So for each of these cases, I basically have, uh, you know, uh, split. So documentary, comma, short, comma, short, comma, documentary, comma, comedy, comma, horror, comma, so on and so forth. All of this will be, here. So it will be in the form of a list for me. Okay, so this will create a list comprehension for me. So if you see genre, see how is it looking like? First element is documentary, comma, short, documentary, comma, short, documentary, comma, short, because each row was like that in the movies data frame. See, this pipe has been separated as comma and list has been created for me. Now because I wanted the unique set of items, what am I doing is I'm calling it a set. What is the property of a set? Set will not have duplicate elements. Okay, so because set will not have the duplicate elements, I'm making it as non-duplicate things. All right, so this set and list will create a flat list for me. Cool. And then I'm printing. Cool. One second. Sorry for that. So this list will give me 29 elements. That means including null value, I have 29 genres in it. That means I actually have 28 genres. See, this is how I can get some data. So this is the engineering piece, right? And again, I'm creating a list so that I can get the length of it. Now last and final, very, very important. I wanted to join these three data frames. How do I join? So inside your Python, there is a very good thing. So you can create a movies underscore stage, which is ratings. You join it with movies data and suffix, movie ID on rating side as underscore RAT, suffix, movie ID on the right hand side table as underscore MOV. You have to do a left join. This is the ID on which left join will happen. Now if I execute this, you see a new data frame called stage. You see what happened? Ratings table has been joined with movies table. User ID exists. See, movie ID underscore RAT is ratings. That is nothing but because I said left side table has to be suffixed with underscore RAT. For movie ID you have it here. Similarly on the right hand side it has to be suffixed with underscore MOV. You have movie ID as underscore MOV here. Now what does it mean? And it's a left join. That means though I have ratings for a lot of movie IDs, I don't have movie titles for everything. Right? That's what something that you should check about. Again, I wanted to also include users data to this, right? So for this particular table, as you see here, I'm doing a left join of users data and on the user ID. And on the left side, user ID you have to suffix with underscore user. On the right hand side, you have to suffix with underscore TWI. Now this is my final table. So the final table includes, right, user ID, movie ID, rating, rating timestamp, movie ID, movie title, genre, movie year, user ID from actually, user table, and Twitter ID as well. So I have my final data frame joined. So I have also learned how to do a joins of data frame inside this tutorial. Okay? And then do a very simple analysis just for you. How is it? How many user accounts exist? There is a function called nUnique. For user ID underscore USR, if I just say how many user accounts exist, 60,000 user accounts exist. And how many movies doesn't have titles? How many, even in wherever you see movie ID as null on the right hand side, for all of them I don't have titles, right? I'm saying is null. If it's true, identify some of them. So 8 lakhs 10,000, movies doesn't, we have ratings, but we don't have titles. Okay. Now I wanted to, for whichever we have, the uh, movie title, for each title, give me what is the minimum rating given, maximum rating given, mean rating given, count rating given, and sort it by, this one. Oh, sorry, this should be on the top that I had. This should be in the bottom. So the first thing is I wanted to just see what are the just aggregates. What is the minimum rating given, maximum rating given, mean rating given, and how many ratings have been given for each movie. So this is how you can see. See, everything is like this. For each movie, $1 2017 has got minimum 7 rating, maximum 10 rating, average rating is 8.5. There are only 2 ratings given. But I wanted to sort this output in the form of number of counts in the descending order. Maximum ratings given should be on the top. So I'm just saying reset index so that this output is converted into a data frame format. And after it is converted into a data frame format, I'm saying count by, order by this particular count column. If ascending is false, that means it is descending order. Now you see this. So the most, ratings have been given to this, number of ratings have been given to this movie, right? Brittany runs a marathon, and minimum rating was 2, maximum was 10, average was 8.45. It's good, and we have 135 ratings in the data. All right. So that is it, guys, that I wanted to cover. Sorry for a couple of breaks in the video session. I had somebody here. So, and excluding that, I think we are good with what I am supposed to share with you. So with this, it's a good exercise for you to just do a trial and error with the data. Okay. And I have a small snippet of exercise as I was telling you in the past. First, convert the timestamp into date. This timestamp, whatever we have in the final data, that is rating timestamp, is in the form of a epoch timestamp. Just you can go to Google and say epoch timestamp to date in Python. You have lot of help. Try to convert this column into date format. See how it will work. And for each movie, right? There is a typo, sorry. For each movie, find the dates when minimum rating was given and maximum rating was given. It could be a possibility, though the movie is released in 2017 or 2010. The minimum rating was given probably in 2020 or 2019. That means a late rating given to a movie you need not consider. There is a lot of analysis that we can do on it. Alright, so these are 2 snippets that I wanted to give you as an exercise. Please try and please comment in case if you want to comment. Also let me know if I'm going little quicker, because the intention of these sessions is to completely take you through the complete task or a use case in a very given stipulated point of time, like 30 minutes to 45 minutes is what I'm targeting. That's the reason I might be little quicker in this session, but still, please pass on your comments. We can split the sessions as well, but I'll be glad to help you out, in that case. All right, but I would expect even in this space you can review the video again and again. Please check the video again and again, the same track, in case if you're stuck at some points, and then practice it yourself. I seriously advise, please do your own practice. You have this code available on my Git page. Go download it, practice it. See what if you write it differently, what happens. That's how you practice, right? All right, so I think that's it. I wanted to conclude this session on Python data engineering, and how do you extract is to download the data. How did you transform is to convert that dat files into a data frames, and also join all of the data and extract year from the data. So all of this is a form of is part of the transformation of data. Okay, and then I also gave you a bit of analysis of data. Okay, so make sure you also do a little bit of hands-on on this so that you get comfortable with Python coding with this first real-time use case. Okay, so hope you like this session, the use case. Please like, subscribe, share it to your friends in case if somebody is wanting to learn Python, but with the use cases, not conventional way of learning anything. Please share with them. Uh, Thank you. See you in the next track. Bye bye.